What's good, people? Give y'all a minute to dive up in the building. Yes, I said dive up in the building. Yep. That's enough of that. Wait a minute. Give y'all a minute to slide through. Hopefully this shit works. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this goddamn traffic, man. Pissing me the fuck off. Pissing me the fuck off. How y'all doing this fine morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you're at in the world? This shit is ridiculous. I'm getting tired of Atlanta. It's getting on my fucking nerves. And yeah, Atlanta's not the business, y'all. I don't see how people could live here, because you know, it's just not. I'm not even in Atlanta yet. I'm like 50 miles outside of Atlanta, and just the traffic is just fucking. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, yo. You know. And the funny thing is, you see the you see that there's no fucking traffic 1 minute, and then the next minute, it just happens out of fucking nowhere. Now I'm in stop and go bullshit. And I wish I didn't have to deal with this shit. But here I am. Here I fucking am. How y'all doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're at in the world? It's Saturday morning, March 4th, 2023. And I'm headed back to South Carolina to spend the rest of my weekend with the fam. And now, you know, I thought I'd be good, you know what I'm saying, with the traffic. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's fucking red for like 2 blocks. Then it's clear, and then it's red for 2 blocks. It's just fucking annoying as fuck, man. But anyway, how y'all doing? I tried to do a live stream, I believe it was Thursday, where I talked about how it came out that the face flags don't work. And that stream was terrible because they kept, it shit kept buffering. It just wasn't, it was not a strong signal. Whatever the fuck, I couldn't get that shit out. So now here I am again, you know, talking about the face flags and other things, not just the face flags. You know, I got some time to chop it up with y'all, you know, while I'm on my little road trip. But, you know, I knew them shits didn't work, right? I knew them shits didn't work from the jump, right? Because, you know, just because of how I had to, in my career, I had to deal with these masks in different forms, like different types of masks. Different types of masks are good for different shit. You know, those cloth masks and those paper masks that they pushed on y'all, right? They pushed on everybody. We had to wear it everywhere. It didn't, you know, they wanted you to wear it to protect others. And that's how they pull this shit, right? They tell you, oh, well, the face flag isn't for you. It's for others. It's for you to protect other people. You're getting the hokey pokey because it's not for you. It's for other people. It's to protect other people. Why am I still fucking sitting here? I'm on a fucking highway. And I've been sitting here for the last 5 fucking minutes. Ain't moved a fucking inch. Oh, it's just... You gotta be fucking kidding me with this bullshit. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Marcia T in the building was good. Anyway, So that's how they guilt you into wearing the shit. Cause I mean, some people were like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be all right. I think if I catch this shit, I think I'll be all right. I think I'll survive it. I'm fit. You know what I'm saying? I'm healthy. I don't really need it. But of course, to get you to wear the shit, they tell you, oh, well, it stops you from passing the shit on to other people. And that's how they justify all these mandates and all these fines if you got caught outside the house with it, all this other bullshit, kick you out of places, Karen spitting in your face, you know, all kind of stupid shit, all kind of silly shit to get you to wear these face flags, right? Without any like proof that shit really works, right? It was all just novel. I mean, not novel. It was all just like a virtue signal, right? Like, oh, well, if you're a good person, if you wear the face flag, and that's why I call it a face flag, because it's basically you're waving a flag of surrender to idiocy, because that's essentially what it is, right? If you have any common sense whatsoever, and this is how I knew. I knew because I had to deal with these masks. I had to deal with half masks. I had to deal with, I think I explained all that shit, right? In that live stream. I don't know. I don't even know if that live stream went through. So here I am explaining it again because it's very important. The next time they come out with a disease, right? Next time they come out with the next novel disease that can really wreak havoc, understand this. If they tell you, especially if it's a virus, right? If they tell you any face covering will stop this thing, and then they mandate goddamn shit, understand that they're fucking lying to you. It's a bold-faced lie. No face covering, the only face covering that's going to work. And for viruses, a half mask is not going to work. A half mask, like I was telling you guys, where you have to have a clean shaven face, have a good seal, and you have the HEPA filters right here on the mask, will protect you from asbestos and all that type of shit. But not even that, because the asbestos can get on your skin, and then later on it can get into your skin. The fibers can get under your skin, right? So you not only wore a half mask, you had to wear these goggles, and you had to wear a bunny suit, a containment suit, basically, like a level 2, 3 containment suit for asbestos. And asbestos is larger than a fucking virus. And you have to wear a fucking containment suit to work in or around asbestos. And not only that, in order to even have a half mask respirator, you had to get fit tested. Meaning you go to a place where you had to take a class on how to wear these things. Then you had to get fitted for the right type and the right size face flag, right size respirator. And then they do this smoke test, right? Where you're wearing the respirator and they spray this smoke shit around it. And they have you take these deep breaths. And the shit that they puff out, it'll choke you, right? Another motherfucking pocket of fucking stop and go. What the fuck? Ugh. Anyway, so they puff this shit around you, and if it goes into the seal, they'll know, because you'll start coughing involuntarily. You ain't got no choice. But you have to go through all that to get fitted for a half mask respirator for asbestos. Okay. The next time they tell you a virus is coming to get you, and you gotta wear a cloth mask and this mask and that mask, that shit ain't gonna work. Unless you're wearing a full containment suit. Hey, I'm not even a half mask. A full face mask, a full containment suit with an oxygen tank. That's the only thing that's gonna keep a fucking virus out. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just all it is to it. Because they go over that when they explain this shit. They tell you what levels of threat this shit. They tell you all the type of fucking face flags, all the type of masks, all the type of respirators, right? And so let's say when I was in the military, right? You would have you would have some shit. They call it a mop suit, right? A mop suit, MOPP suit, and basically it's essentially for any type of outbreak, any type of attack, a biological attack, chemical attack, nuclear attack, where it's a suit that's lined with charcoal and it's lined with some other shit, and it's camouflage and it's real heavy, and you got to put this shit on real quick, and you got to put on your rubber overboots, and then you got to put on your protective mask. They call it a pro mask, right? Put on a pro mask with, it has a whole shit, you know what I'm saying? And then that also has the filters, and that is, let me tell y'all something, man. There's no fucking way they were serious about those face coverings, okay? They laughed at you motherfuckers, okay? They laughed at y'all running around outside wearing these goddamn decorative cloth masks that don't do jack shit. It don't do jack shit. You're running around outside exercising. Remember I used to go to rucking at the, I need to go rucking again, y'all. I think I'm gonna go, well, let me see. Maybe I'll go rucking next weekend out here in the Tennessee mountains. Anyway, they have you, I mean, you run around outside exercising with a fucking mask on, which actually, you know, if you, that shit could actually help you improve your lung capacity. But that's all it's doing. It's not stopping the virus from getting into you, right? Because I wear a mask when I exercise, right? But it's not a filtration mask. It is a you know those masks that you wear to condition you for high altitude training, that type of shit. You put on the shit, and it doesn't have a filter. It just has a vent where you can change the level of it to give you more resistance for your breathing, right? And this helps build lung capacity. I exercise with that shit on, and to help build my cardiovascular endurance and my muscular endurance. You know, the oxygen deprivation helps your lungs work harder to breathe in and get more oxygen, and this strengthens your lungs. My lungs are very strong. But I mean, that's all you're really doing with those cloth masks that you're exercising in. So maybe it's good that you wear it. A lot of people probably improved their lung capacity, but only if they took the motherfuckers off when they were done. If you're wearing a mask while you're exercising and then you keep the shit on all fucking day, now you're creating problems. You need to take that shit off so that you can give your body the opportunity to filter out all the bullshit, bacteria that in all the CO2 you breathe back in. You understand what I'm saying? That's all, you know what I mean? That's what you have to do. And when you're wearing these things, right, when you're wearing a respirator, an actual respirator, not only that, they have you, you have to do a breathing test because if your lungs aren't strong enough, you're not even allowed to wear the half mask. You're not even allowed to wear an actual respirator. You have to actually blow into a tube so that they can see, okay, this guy's lungs is strong enough. And then even after that, you have to work. You're only supposed to wear it for 15 minutes at a time. 15 minutes, you get out of the containment area, you take a break, give your lungs opportunity to recycle clean air. Then you go back, you put the mask back on, and then all that type of shit. But they're not telling you that. They're just telling you, oh, just put this fucking shit on because we told you to. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted to see how many compliant fucking monkeys were going to do exactly what they said. And yeah, you know, we showed them exactly how retarded we are. We showed them how compliant we are. We showed them how, you know, we don't like to think critically. We just like to go with the narrative that mainstream media puts out, that Dr. Fauci puts out, that all these other people put out, even though it's inconsistent, it's contradictory, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they shut down opposing points of view from other doctors, other researchers, people with better credentials and more experience than Dr. Fauci. But no. The WHO didn't say so. The CDC didn't say so. Really, they look at the WHO. The WHO is full of idiots. Let me tell y'all that right now. They are a bunch of incompetent, evil. Well, you know, not so much incompetent as they are evil. These motherfuckers are evil. They want. Let me tell you let me tell y'all what the fuck they want. Okay, they want everybody to operate under one set of rules all over the world. The WHO is calling for, in NATO, WHO, the UN. They want everybody to operate under the same laws all over the world, right? That's why they coming so hard for the Second Amendment, or not the Second Amendment. That's why they coming so hard to shut down our right to keep and bear arms, because without that, they can't get the United States to follow the Atlantic report where they talking about. It won't work if a country in the world maintains their right to left the United States yet. I ain't leaving this motherfucking place. Listen. We're the only people in the world, in the United States, that can effectively rise up against tyranny. Right? We're the only people in the world. That's why when I talk about the conditions in the United States and how, see, here's the thing. It's not that the United States is the most oppressive and tyrannical country in the world. It's that they are trying to get us to that point. It's that they are eroding our rights. Every time we turn around, they're doing something to erode our rights. They're doing something. That's the problem. But if you complain about it, they tell you, why don't you go back? Fucker. I'm staying my ass right here. I got Native American ancestry. As a matter of fact, many people that can call themselves ADOS or whatever fuck, or natural Black American, whatever the fuck, that has ancestry, slaves and shit like that, they more than likely have Native American indigenous blood right up in their body. As a matter of fact, their ancestors are probably people that were here before the Europeans showed up. But no one wants to talk about that. They don't want to tell you about that. They just want to say, oh, well, it's all, go back to Africa, this, that, the third, when everybody came from Africa. The first human being was in Africa. So, in essence, unless you have Neanderthal blood in you, I guess everybody should go back to Africa? No, motherfucker. No, motherfucker. Right here. I was born and raised in this goddamn country. And if I want to fucking complain about the conditions, if I want to fucking complain about the pigs and police terrorism, I'm going to do it. And if you want me to leave, come on over to the house where size matters and make me. Other than that, shut the fuck up unless you got some solutions. Next time somebody tell you to go back or leave the country, tell them to shut the fuck up. Because these are the same motherfuckers that complain about some shit that they don't like. These goddamn so-called Republicans and conservatives, especially the black ones. Nothing gets on my nerves more than a black conservative or a black motherfucking Republican. Nothing gets on my nerves more than that. Because they are stuck. They have more cognitive dissonance than goddamn black liberal. They're both bad. A black liberal and a black conservative, they both bad. But a black conservative is worse. Because the black liberal ain't calling for no type of freedom. At least they recognize, hey, I like being a non-chattel slave. I like being under this rulership. I like my rulers. You know what I'm saying? They just want their rulers to be as dumb as they are. Whereas conservatives, they holler this, that, and the third about freedom this, freedom that, Second Amendment, all this other shit. But they believe in this law and order bullshit. Law and order is why they have been able to take so many rights. Why do you think there's over 20,000 gun laws in the country? Because of law and fucking order. Because of law and fucking order. And then y'all get so happy. Oh, look what the Supreme Court did. They gave us this, that, and the third. But the Supreme Court, they gave you a fucking, they threw your ass a bone. They threw your ass a bone, but Brett Kavanaugh said, hey, he threw the states a bone. Look, you can still require a permit. Hey, that's where you fucked up. What's the point? Because all these states are going to do, well, we can still require permits. So now we can manipulate this, manipulate that, and now they got to go through the whole court system again. And then if they go back in front of the Supreme Court is more than likely not going to take the case up. So, hey, these Republicans, man, like, come on. And then, we won the House now, but we don't have the Senate. We don't have the presidency. Oh, well, let's put all these stupid ass acts. Let's put out this act and that act that's supposed to, improve gun rights. Let's get our gun rights back with this act and that bill and this bill, right? But these bills ain't gonna go no fucking where. Let's introduce this bill now that we only have a third of the fucking power. When we have full power under Trump, we didn't introduce none of these fucking bills. No, we didn't put this bill out. We didn't put that bill out. We allowed Donald Trump to ban bump stocks all arbitrarily and without going through legislation. Hey, now that we can't get this shit through, hey, let's introduce this shit. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And even though these conservative motherfuckers, these so-called freedom-loving conservatives, even though they recognize that these so-called rhinos and these so-called Republicans are putting out these bills that are supposed to bring us our freedom back, they know that it ain't doing shit. But guess what? When it comes time to vote, they're going to go vote right again for these same motherfuckers. They're going to go vote. They're going to believe in law and order for the rest of their life. They're going to protect pigs. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do all that shit. They are not true freedom lovers. You understand what I'm saying? They're not real red pill motherfuckers. They're not. You see, they done co-opted the term red pill and bastardized and perverted that shit. When you take the red pill, right? That's why I don't even use that. When I talk about the awakening I had and the epiphany I call it the clear pill. The clear pill. Because they done perverted what the true meaning of a red pill is. You see, when Neo took the red pill, what happened? Right? He woke up in the goddamn pod and it drained, and he was no longer a battery, no longer an energy source for the Matrix, for the machines. He completely removed himself. And the only time he entered the machine, entered the Matrix, is under his own control and under the volition and control of the people that were completely free. The ones that were never born in these fucking pods. You know what I'm saying? And he had awareness when he was in the Matrix, right? He had awareness, and he manipulated the Matrix just like every other red pillar. Manipulated the Matrix to do more than perform superhuman feats compared to everybody else that's stuck in the Matrix and never came out of their pods. You see, when you take the red pill, you're completely removing yourself from the delusion. You are completely removing yourself from the illusion, right? You are aware that this is bullshit, and then that you have discernment. You know what I mean? You don't believe anything these motherfuckers say. You don't participate. Neo didn't participate in the system. He used the system. Now that he had full awakening, Morpheus and all these people, they jumped 30,000 feet in the air. They performed all the kung fu. They snapped a finger and they had a gun in their hand, like all that type of shit. They went against the laws of the Matrix. They were outlaws. These other so-called red pill motherfuckers, they still law and order. Law and order, well, it's law, so blah blah blah. This is the same motherfucker that'll tell you, oh well, you know, slavery was bad, but it was legal. It was legal. Oh, Candace Ono, dumbass. Oh, well, you know, yeah, slavery was bad, but you know, it was legal. So therefore, you know, it was legal. So what can we say? Just dumb. Just dumb to be dumb, right? Oh, well, I'm going to use these talking points from Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to get my cues from him. And, like, these people are, come on, man, miss me with the bullshit. People get caught up with these motherfuckers, too. Like, they're the greatest. Oh, look at these freedom lovers. No, they're not freedom lovers. No. They stuck on stupid. You know, they still believe in the system that, the system that controls you, that manipulates you, that holds you down, that prevents you from living a full life. You have the right to pursue the happiness. But, you know, yes, you have the right to pursue happiness. But every time you turn around, they are throwing up roadblocks in your pursuit. Or they're completely stopping you from pursuing something that makes you happy. Like raw milk. You know, there's still states. There's only 32 states where raw milk is legal. Here in Georgia, it's legal for humans to buy and sell raw milk to other humans. What? Raw milk from a rancher, or you know, you're buying raw milk from a rancher or something. You are making the decision to trust that individual to give you fresh raw milk that is not going to make you sick. That is your fucking choice. But the government wants to step in and say, hey, no, you can't sell this raw milk to him. It might make him sick. It's not your motherfucking job to stop me from getting sick, motherfucker. Raw milk is illegal? Raw milk is like one of the most delicious and best things I've ever had in my life. I drink raw milk daily. 32 ounces of raw milk. Almost a quart of raw milk a day. You know what I'm saying? No mucus. No mucus. Well, it gives you mucus and make you put... No. Zero mucus. I have not had any mucus. Like, well, everybody has mucus. Everyone has a mucus membrane that stops things from entering your body. And then when it's too much of it, it clumps it up, right? And expels it. No, I haven't had any... I haven't had any phlegm. I haven't had any of that shit this season. None of it. And I drink raw milk daily. I don't have diarrhea. I don't do none of that shit goes on. I don't have bubble guts. None of that. Raw milk. But if I drink some motherfucking pasteurized milk, oh, I get the bubble guts, diarrhea, gas out the yin yang. Pasteurized milk makes me sick. But pasteurized milk, oh, that's perfectly legal. That's some shit they can keep on the shelf for 35 fucking months. Oh, it don't matter. But raw milk is bad? Raw milk ain't never made me sick. And trust me, I know the difference. I haven't had the sniffles. I haven't, like, none of that. None of that. Now, part of that I have to attribute to the red Korean ginseng, because that shit right there, man. Let me tell y'all need to go on ahead and get you some red Korean ginseng, because that shit right there, pimp. Woo! That shit is amazing. I haven't been sick since taking that shit. You know what I mean? I haven't, you know, because usually I don't get super sick during the winter, every winter. You know, I'll have like a little cold or some little shit, little cough maybe. But since taking the red Korean ginseng, like the most I've had were like some throat tickles. A tickle in my throat and maybe a little, and then that's it. That's it. Like, the shit is amazing. Shit is amazing. And also I've been more on a more strict meat-based diet. You know, more strict meat-based. You know, I'm kind of going full carnivore, kind of not, because I'm still eating berries. So that's really all I eat. Berries and meat. That's all I'm eating. Berries and meat. Or like whey protein, which is, you know, comes from cow milk. It's little shit like that, right? And I still eat my Magic Spoon cereal with the milk, with the raw milk. So, yeah. But other than that, is like meat and berries. Like I cut out a lot of different fruit too. I cut out all the real sugary fruits, all the super sugary fruits like the pineapple and the watermelon. Now I'm just strictly like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. That's, you know what I mean? Less sugar, you know what I mean? Lower glycemic index. So I've made a lot of different changes. But, you know, no mucus. You know? Anyway. But yeah. If someone tells you, just a little advice to know somebody's full of shit. If somebody tells you that they took the red pill, but they are a Republican or a registered Republican or votes or believes in law and order or believes in the pigs, you know, supports the thin blue line, all that dumb shit, then they are not red pill. You understand what I'm saying? They're not red pill. They're agents. You know what I'm saying? Because an agent is aware of the matrix, but they work for the matrix. You understand what I'm saying? The agents work for the matrix. So if they said that they are red pilled, but they still believe in law and order, they still protect cops, they still, you know, vote Republican, all this other dumb shit, they're not red pilled. They're fucking agents. You understand what I'm saying? They're Agent Smith. You trust me. Those are not true freedom lovers. You cannot be a freedom lover and believe that pigs are necessary. All right. If your solution to ending crime, if your solution to bringing peace to a community is more police officers, more police powers, more police on the streets, more police power, you're an agent. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what you believe, you are an agent. And yeah, I'm not rolling. But if you know that that to bring about peace is to bring about, see, peace is about self, right? Security is about self. The best person to secure your safety, the best person to bring about peace to your life is yourself. You are your best security. You are not a cop. Because even though that cop is allegedly tasked to serve and protect, they might just end up being the person that takes you out. I'm gonna say it again. Even though that cop is tasked with serving and protecting you, that same cop might be the one to take your ass out. After you done called the police and said, somebody's attacking me, somebody stole my shit, somebody trying to rob me. And especially if you save somebody's life, right? Let's say you took out a mass shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like what happened to that veteran last year, right? I forgot exactly where it was. He was in some mall. A black veteran, or no, he wasn't. He was active duty. A black active duty soldier stopped a mass shooting, a potential mass shooting, in a mall. He didn't even have a gun, but he ended up taking the gun from the attacker. Cops killed his ass. You understand what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the cops, his ass would still be alive. And he because he was his best security. He was the most invested in his own security. So he stopped himself from dying by attacking a gunman when he was not himself armed. But the pig showed up and killed him. Just like that security guard. I forgot where it was. I think it was in California, San Diego somewhere. At a bar, a security guard stops a shooting and has the guy at gunpoint on the ground. Cops show up, and even when everybody's telling those pigs, no, he's not the one, he's not the shooter, he stopped the shooter, they still fucking killed him. The pigs still fucking killed the security guard that stopped a shooter, and the people said, no, he didn't do it. They still took his ass out. But your average everyday bad shiner ain't gonna tell you that. The average everyday ABL, the average everyday B Tatum, the black conservative perspective motherfucker, all these goddamn cop loving bitch ass motherfuckers, they ain't gonna tell you about that. They gonna tell you, oh, well, you got to comply. If you comply, you ain't gonna die. Die, comply, blah, 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 all this bullshit. I am not obligated to comply with a motherfucking thing. I'm not. I'm not obligated to comply to a pig. You know why? Because the pig might be wrong. And if the pig is wrong, why am I complying? Why are you wasting my fucking time? Oh, you showed up to the wrong house? This happened like a couple weeks ago. Cops showed up to the wrong guy's house and arrested him because he was like, motherfucker, you with the wrong motherfucking house. What am I comply for? I ain't do shit. But because that pig is wrong and decided that it was the right house, oh, you better comply or I'm gonna rough your ass up and take you in. Luckily, that guy didn't die. But we're supposed to comply with a wrong motherfucker? With a motherfucker that don't know shit, incompetent, dangerous, trigger happy, emboldened by the power of the state? I'm supposed to comply with that because he had a bad day? Tyree Nichols yanked out of his fucking car by an aggressive ass pig, pulled over for reckless driving that they could not prove. Never mind the whole he slept with his fucking wife shit. Let's leave that out of it because this happens even without that. You got a wild hair up your ass. You want to pull a motherfucker over and pull him out for what? A traffic stop does not warrant a pig pulling somebody out of a goddamn car. But If a pig wants to have a wild hair up his ass that day, hey, you better comply. For what? A pig got mad because Sandra Bland was smoking a cigarette in her own fucking car. Is there a law against smoking cigarettes when a pig pulls you over? But she had to die because a pig did not want her smoking. I'm gonna take you in. I'm gonna throw you on the ground. Oh, this, that, and the third. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck a complying to a fucking police officer. I will never tell anybody to comply with a pig. Never. Never. Because that pig might be wrong. What we need to do is change the fucking atmosphere in the culture of police pigging. Change the pig culture. That's what needs to happen. You got these idiots like ABL and B. Tatum. Oh, the police aren't the problem. The people are the problem. Dumb fucking shit. That is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my fucking life. Is a cop not a person? Are pigs not people? If people are the problem, that means cops are the problem too. But cops are, I guess they're fucking different, right? Are they celestials? Are they beyonders? What? I mean, show me where is a pig not a fucking human? Where is it? Show me how a cop is not a person. No, you need to change pig culture. That needs to change. The people are always going to be people. People who deal with other people every day. Some people have bad days and they don't give a fuck what your profession is. They might cuss your ass out that day. They might tell you to fuck off. If you grab their fucking wrist, they might yank their arm away. Because they're human beings. They don't want to be bothered by some power-hungry fucking street pirate that goes up to them, invades their personal space, and fucking touches them. I'm supposed to just let you touch me, motherfucker? Is you serious? I'm supposed to let you wrench my arm behind my back. For what? I gotta show you ID for what? I'm filming a police station, right? I pay for that shit. Me and millions of other people, or thousands of other people, or tens of thousands of other people, however many people live in that precinct or that fucking city, we pay for that shit. You take my motherfucking money out of my paycheck and you put it in the pocket, and hey, I pay for this building. But you want to come up to me and bust my balls. For what? For what? We have to change the culture around this shit. Because people are always going to be people. At the end of the day, people want to do what the fuck they want to do. Right? They want to do what they want to do. And as long as they aren't doing something to violate you, they should be able to do said thing. They want to sniff some coke? Hey, motherfucker can sniff some motherfucking coke. Right? If they want to drink raw milk, that motherfucker can drink some raw milk. If you want to shoot up some motherfucking heroin, guess what? He can shoot up some heroin. But hey, if you ain't got no money to buy your next hit, don't come steal my shit. That's when we got a problem. You see how that works? But I'm supposed to change for the cops? I'm supposed to make the pig's job easier? No, I'm not supposed to make a pig's job easier. That's what these people want you to do. These so-called red pill motherfuckers, these motherfuckers that don't even know what red pill means, they want you to make a cop's job easier. My red pill moment. You didn't have no motherfucking red pill moment. You just switched your ass. You just took a fucking blue pill of a different hue, motherfucker. You took a different shade of a blue pill. You didn't take the red nothing. Your ass didn't take red shit. You went from goddamn royal blue to motherfucking navy blue. That's all you did? Red pill. Fuck out of here. I'm tired of that shit. I'm calling these motherfuckers out. If you say you red pill, you better be motherfucking red pill. Shit. These people get on my motherfucking nerve. I'm tired of this shit. Every day is something new. Every day I'm sharing something on Facebook. Crickets. But if I show my kids doing some cute shit, everybody want to come, oh, look how cute, heart emojis and all this other shit. But I show you some real shit that can affect your life, that should make you fucking angry. You don't say shit. You don't say shit. Like yesterday, I forgot what I shared. I mean, there's always something, right? Always something proving my ass right. Always something that comes out, that's coming out just like that every day, that proves that I was right. That I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Well, maybe I was a conspiracy theorist. But think about what that means, conspiracy theorist. That just means that you have a theory about a conspiracy that may be happening. But they use it, it's a euphemism for, oh, you a crazy nut basket. Stay in the left. Oh, you a nutty motherfucker. Oh yeah? Mel Gibson looked like a motherfucking nut too in that movie. Conspiracy theory, but he was motherfucking right about goddamn everything he was spouting out to Julia Roberts. Everything he told her was real. He just looked like a nut basket because he was a survivalist. And he was under mind control. And he was breaking out of that shit. Right? But guess what? Conspiracy theorist. Maybe. But really it's just common sense. Face flags, masks not working. The number of deaths that were actually attributed, that could actually be contributed to this fake ass disease, right? It's fake. It's made up. They made it up. They built some shit in a fucking lab somewhere, or they put something in the air. I don't know. But guess what? If they want you to believe, if they're telling you that this shit came out of a lab, right? They tell you this. See, the more that they say, the more they confirm it, the less I believe it. Right? The more they confirm, yeah, this shit came out of a lab in China, the more I believe that something else happened. The more I believe, hey, why are they on this right now? Why are they on this right now? What really happened? What really gave people the perception that they were really sick and had to go into hospitals and all this, that, and the third, and get put on ventilators? What really happened? What's really going on? What is really going on? Now I have to think about something else. I have to connect different dots. Or do I? Because before the first case of this shit hit the United States in December of 2019, right before I got sick, right? Right before I was put on my ass for 7 days. I did a live stream about a certain technology that first rolled out in Wuhan. A certain technology, right? A certain technology that rolled out that has to do with certain things on your phone, where you can have now, You have faster download speeds. That thing. It rolled out around the same time. It rolled out. First place it rolled out in China was in Wuhan. Then what happened? Well, shit comes over the United States. Mass hysteria, all this, that, and the third. You know, these hospitals have a lot of electronics. A lot of shit in the air, right? People, you know, they feel a little funny. They have a little cough. They start to panic. And maybe it's some psychosomatic shit going on. Psychosomatic, like making themselves sick. That's the power of the mind, right? That's the power of the mind, because the mind is connected to the gut. The gut is like the second brain, right? A lot of shit goes on. A lot of shit can affect your hormones, right? Cortisol, all these things, adrenaline, right? All these things can be affected by the stress and the hysteria in your fucking mind. Hey, you know, this is what I'm thinking. A lot of this shit is in these people's heads. Then they go to the hospital. And yeah, they might have lower oxygen levels, but the mind can do that too. Right? How do they detect your blood oxygen level? How do they check it? The tip of your fucking finger? The tip of your finger, right? Well, a lot of things can affect the blood oxygen concentration in your finger. And if Marcy T is in the building, maybe she can confirm this. I can't see shit because there's just a glare. I can't see any comment. I can't see any chat. But when your body is in distress, it prioritizes, right? It prioritizes resources within your body to certain organs. And thus, things like the tip of your finger might not get all the oxygen it needs right now because your body's stressed out and it needs to make sure that everything else is working optimally, right? You might get pale skin. You might get blue lips, right? Because your body, your mind is creating this hysteria in your body. And so now it's like you're in shock. You know, when you're in shock, you get injured, you're in shock. You get shot, you're in shock. Your body like goes inward toward your organs. It focuses all its energy and all that shit on your organs, your vital organs. It prioritizes different things. You go in the hospital. They check the fucking blood oxygen levels on your tip of your finger. Oh, well, shit is below 94. We got to push you on the ventilator. You might be hyperventilating. You might be, oh my God, oh, I had the cough and now I can't breathe. But the whole time you're just fucking doing that to yourself. You're telling yourself you can't breathe. So now you're like, you're not getting, yeah, of course. Now you're mouth breathing. Many people are mouth breathers. Let's also talk about that. Let's talk about mouth breathing. Do you think that you get the optimal oxygen in your body when you're a mouth breather? When you sleep, especially. When you sleep, most people sleep through their fucking mouth.
In 10 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-10
You know what I mean?
East.
Like, shut up. That's why you had to be at a healthy weight. Because if you're obese or overweight or fat, you're going to be a mouth breather. You're going to have sleep apnea, all this type of shit. which is you're not going to get the oxygen levels you need to your blood, right, in your blood. Lose some fucking weight. Stop mouth breathing. Stop panicking every time the government tell you something. Oh, erythritol is going to kill you. Oh, I've been taking erythritol for 20 years. Oh, all of a sudden you think you're going to fucking die. There are people like that. These people push fear campaigns for every fucking thing. Erythritol is going to kill you. Erythritol is going to give you a heart attack. Egg yolks are going to give you a heart attack. Get the fuck out of here. People have been eating eggs for centuries. Are you fucking serious? Now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that eggs can give you heart attacks? Erythritol, which is, they call erythritol an artificial sweetener. It's not an artificial sweetener. Erythritol is a naturally occurring sugar alcohol that comes from fruit. Your body produces erythritol all on its own. Let me listen. So you might have been keto or carnivore, and when you want sweet shit, you know you got a sweet tooth, so you just use erythritol. Now, I've been using erythritol for 5 or 6 years. I've had so many blood tests and physicals done, and you know I've never had any issues with my heart. Now all of a sudden I'm supposed to believe I'm gonna have an issue with my heart because they did a fucking half-ass study that shows that erythritol is linked. This is how they get you. The article, not the fucking study, the article says erythritol is linked to cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, and strokes. But what does the study say? The study says that there needs to be longer-term studies and research done to determine if it's this, that, and the third. They say, oh, well, you know, if you have high levels of erythritol, oh, well, when people who used erythritol, they had high levels of erythritol in their blood, and it made the platelets react. The platelets reacted, and yeah, the blood clotted a little bit. But guess what? These are extreme doses we're talking about. In vitro and in vivo. In vitro means in a fucking test tube. No, in vivo means in the actual body. And in vitro means in a fucking test tube. Well, if you're putting such higher doses than most people normally would to take, right? People on a daily average, they're not putting that much, they're not consuming that much erythritol. But you give these study motherfuckers, study participants, you're giving them all this erythritol. And yeah, they're gonna have higher levels of erythritol in their blood because unlike some other sweeteners, erythritol does get absorbed into the bloodstream. Why does it get can y'all tell me why erythritol, exogenous erythritol, would be absorbed into your bloodstream? Because erythritol occurs naturally in your body. It recognizes it as something that your body uses, right? They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to say, oh, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream. And then your blood has erythritol in it. Well, it's naturally occurring. So yeah, if you have it's going to get taken in your bloodstream because it'll go through, unless you have leaky gut syndrome, where shit that gets in your bloodstream shouldn't be getting in your bloodstream, right? Because you have high gut permeability. You know what I'm saying? So things that take up into it might affect your platelets. But guess what? If you're healthy and you exercise and you're not fucking obese, right? Then your blood is you're not going to get the blood clots. You're not going to get the deep vein thrombosis if you move your body. If you're inactive and you sitting around and you eat all the shit in the world and you're fat as fuck and you know what I'm saying? and you eat crap and you eat all this processed shit, yeah, you might have a problem with blood clots. You might have a higher risk for heart attacks. You might have a higher risk for strokes. But a lot of shit is going to cause your blood to coagulate. It's going to create blood clots, not just fucking erythritol. They push this shit to keep you in a constant state of fear, to keep your cortisol levels raised, to be better able to control you. In this whole thing, they tie, oh well, keto and carnivore and they eat the good erythritol. I ain't never seen. I have not seen very many people, right, that use the carnivore or keto diet have heart attacks. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I've not seen people who use the carnivore diet, use the keto diet to reverse diabetes, to reverse cardiovascular disease, to lose weight, to stop being obese. I've never heard about them dying of fucking heart attacks. But you know what I have heard about dying of heart attacks? Obese motherfuckers who eat all the sugar in the world and ain't never touched an erythritol fucking grain. They never had a spot of erythritol in their fucking life. But they had all the sugar, they had all the processed shit, they had all the industrial seed oils, they had all that shit in their diet. Oh yeah, them motherfuckers die of heart attacks plenty. But I ain't never seen, oh shit, hold on, killer. I ain't never seen a motherfucker who had a lot of erythritol in their diet. What? I'm confused. Oh shit. Yeah, I fucked up. I never seen a motherfucker had a lot of erythritol in their diet just die of a fucking heart attack. Oh, well, that guy died of a heart attack. Well, what happened? Oh, he had a lot of erythritol. Never heard of that. But, you know, it's hilarious to me. It's hilarious.
3 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-20 East.
But they're not going to talk about diverticulitis and what really causes diverticulitis. I need to get out of this fucking carpool lane. Shit. Oh, goddamn, I hate Atlanta, man. Oh, I hate it. I never heard them talk about bamboo fiber in these goddamn Impossible Burgers. You know, that can lead to goddamn diverticulitis. Never heard them talk about that, which can lead to colon cancer. Hello. They never talk about that. They never talk about how many vegans develop colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, right? They downplay what's his name? Job Steve, whatever the fuck his name is. Motherfucker had pancreatic cancer and was a fruitarian. You understand what I'm saying? They never talk about that. They downplay it. Oh, well, you know. No, motherfucker, I don't know. Guess who else guess who had pancreatitis? Who had pancreatitis that, excuse me, that could have developed pancreatic cancer while they played Steve Jobs in a fucking movie? Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher wanted to do some method acting, and so he went on a fruitarian diet like Bill Job Steve's and had to go to the hospital for pancreatitis. They downplayed that too. Anybody see that blasted in the fucking headlines? I damn sure didn't. Listen, the odds are, right, if it's coming out of mainstream media
In 2 miles, take the exit
and they're
to
pushing
merge
it
onto I-20
and they're pushing it and they're pushing it and they're blasting it all over the place, it's for a reason, right? Operation Mockingbird is in full effect. You know, Operation Mockingbird, y'all know what that is. CIA infiltrated news media, right? Like that was an actual mission of theirs. Let's plant people in the media, and they supposedly ended it. That shit didn't end, just like they didn't stop MK Ultra. Miss me with that. If they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and they plastering it all over the place, and it's from mainstream media, odds are there's an agenda behind it. It's probably a lie. It's probably some manipulated facts going on. They manipulated shit to make it look like they wanted to look, right? Just like they took that study, which is inconclusive. It wasn't a double-blind motherfucking placebo, all that type of shit. It wasn't a placebo trial. I mean, it wasn't a controlled double-blind placebo study. It wasn't none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They gave everybody some motherfucking goddamn erythritol. Like, you know, like, come on, it wasn't a controlled, come on, man. Anyway, they manipulate shit all the time. They saw this study, say, hey, ooh, look what we can blame heart attacks on. While not exactly, you know what I mean? While detracting and distracting from what is really causing all the rash of heart attacks in young people. Right? Let's distract from that. Let's give them something to look at to say, hey, well, maybe this, that, and the third is causing all these heart attacks. But most of these young people out here that are athletes, and they're, you know what I mean? They're athletes. They're dying of heart attacks. They're collapsing. They're having all these things going on. They're probably not on a keto diet. Most of them. They're not eating erythritol. These motherfuckers eating straight up sugar and shit because they're very active. They're extremely active, and their body is in constant autophagy because of the exercise. Exercise and fasting your body to perform autophagy. It's not just fasting. You can have, your body can go through autophagy with exercise, with cardiovascular, with cardio. Look at these young kids, man. These young people out here, these healthy athletes.
Use the second lane from right to
they're not dying from erythritol. Even though they didn't say that. They didn't say, oh well, this is what's killing all these young athletes. They didn't say that. They didn't say, well, they didn't say that, right? But it's just how they put all these things out there. This can cause heart attacks. This can cause heart attacks. This can cause eggs. Eggs, really? I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that. They're telling people that eggs, the substance in the yolk can cause this thing to happen. And come on, man. Come on. I mean, water can cause a heart attack. You drink too much water, your cells can drown. Right? Like, at any point they can turn around and say that water is dangerous. Excuse me. Everything is dangerous, if you consume too much of it. Wow. It's just, I just need people to think, man. I just need people to think. Like, can we start doing that? Can we say, hey, what is the agenda here? Right? Because I don't trust my government. So, and why don't I trust my government? Why don't I trust mainstream media? Because they're constantly doing things for me not to trust them. They're constantly lying. They're constantly manipulating. They're constantly stealing. They're constantly committing murder, right? And the media is constantly covering up the murder, or making you feel like the murder is justified. This is how they do it. This is what they do. And it's proven time and time again. It's proven time and time again. But these so-called alternative news people, these people, they don't talk about that. They know the government is untrustworthy. They know the police are untrustworthy. They know the police are incompetent in a terroristic organization. Listen, the police are a terrorist organization. The government is a terrorist organization. The FBI is a terrorist organization. ATF is a terrorist organization. They're just giving us, they're just sanctioned. Not sanctioned. They're just anointed by the goddamn elite. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're a terrorist organization. The IRS is a terrorist organization. And if anybody is telling you otherwise, like if, and this is where Tim Pool gets me, right? He knows that it's bullshit, but he constantly tries to find ways to justify it. Oh, well, if you don't have federal government, then how are you going to do blah, blah, blah? Like if the states aren't, he said some stupid shit about if we went back to states' powers, like where each state had its own sovereignty. Well, how are you going to deal with interstate commerce without federal government? You need a federal government. You need to federalize. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You just have treaties with other states and understanding between states. You don't need the government to facilitate that, because you might have a need from one state that you don't have you don't need for another. You might not need to have any relationship with another state. You might have like, hey, your people from your state can travel freely through my state. They just gotta, go by what we go by. It doesn't have to be hostile. When the Revolutionary War started, it wasn't no goddamn federal government. It was all the different colonies that worked together to fucking stop it, to do it. The federal government came after that, and they convinced the states, oh well, we need to centralize our power so that we can stop any other. No, why? Because you were able to stop the first fucking thing. First, you were able to stop it. You were able to defeat a tyrant way on the other side of the goddamn ocean without being federalized. We just came together under one accord. The same can happen now. You don't need the federal. You don't need the federal government for interstate commerce. If one state wants to do something in another state, they want to have an understanding, and there's something they might want to trade, they should be able to negotiate that amongst themselves without federal government interference, trying to dictate how they should do shit. Fuck all that. If we can't come to terms, we can't come to terms. And then when you're ready to come to terms, we can make it happen, Captain. Guess what? That's capitalism. We don't need the goddamn federal government for shit. Hell, we don't need state government for shit. But we can still have an understanding amongst each other. Like, we can still, maintain the military the way it is. Everybody, participates. Each, if you want to have the protection of that military, then you best pitch in. I mean, that's how it works. Completely voluntary. If you don't want to be under the protection of this military that we share, then hey, don't put any money in it. Don't put any people in it. Don't contribute. Hey, form your own military. You have every right to do so. Form your own militia. You don't need the federal government for that. People can come together and figure shit out. They can come together and figure shit out. And if there's a dispute between states, well, there's just a dispute between states. They should be able to settle that shit. Because we all understand that we're all in the same country. We all, essentially have a lot of the same values, despite any differences we might have. A lot of values are the same, and we're basically all good people. We're just free now, and we want to. I don't know. We don't need the federal government for shit. Not a goddamn thing. But that's all I got for now, y'all. I'm going ahead and get up off of this. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in or the way out. And I'll holler at y'all later. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. It was a long one, but it is what it is. Those are my thoughts. And we're going to keep it pushing, y'all. Just make sure that you just use discernment, man. Just use discernment. Don't let these people gaslight you. Don't let these people manipulate you. Don't let these people convince you that the best way and the safest way to live in the world is to be up under tyranny. That's not, okay? There's nothing safe about it. Believe you me. All it is them biding their time to make that move. And once they make that move, they want there to be very little resistance. So that's why there's all these gun laws that you're trying to push. And that's just what it is. So anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.